Hello.
How are you?
Awesome. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So for those that are joining, this is episode 4, sorry, of Top Talks, and we are joined by Hanny, who is talking about repurposing your content using the software repurpose.io. We'll be talking about how to use the tool, why you should use the tool, and what the benefits of repurposing your content are. So if you would like to introduce yourself and tell everyone a little bit about repurpose.io.
Thanks so much. Yeah. So my name is Hanny Mora. I'm the founder and creator of repurpose.io, and it's a tool for, like the name says, like repurposing content to different platforms, specifically video content. And it's been around for about 6 years. And yeah, it's been evolving and changing. And now with the kind of the evolution of short form content, we've been heavily focused on adding features and tools and different platforms, all all types of platform, all types of video, but specifically short form video is kind of our main focus the past probably 6 months or so.
So our first question is how repurposing content can benefit a business owner, because the majority of our followers are small businesses or user generated content creators and things like that. So how could repurposing content benefit them?
Yeah, the idea of repurposing content is that you can create the content once and have it go out across different platforms without having to make new content for every platform.
Yeah.
So the idea is, as business owners, you don't have time to, make a video for this platform. The next day, make a video for here and then upload it here. And it just becomes a time management nightmare, to be honest. So repurposing lets you create it once and distribute it and publish it everywhere. And it can be as simple as putting the same video on different platforms, or you can get fancy and turn videos into audios, into quotes and graphics, do all kinds of stuff. But recommendation is keep it simple, create the content once, and push it out to all your platforms, especially short videos.
Yeah, definitely. And that's what we are currently doing as a marketing agency. So we prioritize TikTok, and I would say about 80% of our efforts go into TikTok and trying to grow TikTok as a platform. And that remaining 20% obviously is distributed across Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. So we use repurpose.io to save ourselves time in order for us to be able to be present on all the platforms, actively posting without too much hard work going into those separate platforms. So what social media channels are currently linked up to repurpose.io?
Yeah, that list is growing, but right now you can obviously your TikTok, Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube Shorts, obviously YouTube/YouTube Shorts, pretty much all the major platforms, and we're working on a couple actually. And we're trying to see if we can get Snapchat in there, and a few others. So yeah, so we're constantly working, constantly adding. And the way our software works, some channels can be you can repurpose content from them, and some platforms you can publish to them, and some platforms you can do both ways. And we can cover a little bit further, a little bit later on how that works. But yeah, we're trying to cover all the major social platforms. We're video based. That's kind of our focus.
Perfect. And what are the different pricing points? So the different packages that people can use, and which would you recommend for, say, a small business?
Yeah, I think if you're doing any kind of video, like if you're going video first, like whether you're posting to TikTok or you're posting to Instagram, video-based content, then our middle plan, the content marketer plan, is the way to go. And it's under $1 a day if you want to price it out that way. That's without the discount, so it's like $25 a month. And then using your link, you can even get 20% off that. So it's very affordable, and the idea is just to allow small business owners to be everywhere without investing in big teams and heavy expenses.
Yeah, 100%. First kind of question, kind of getting into repurpose.io as a platform. How do you go about the initial setup process?
It's in a way, it's similar to social media tools. So the first thing you want to do is connect your social media platform, your TikTok, your YouTube, your Instagram accounts, Facebook account, etc., to our platform. That's a one-time thing. Once you add those connections, then you start having fun. Then you start making what we call workflows, or almost like I call them magic recipes. So a workflow basically consists of where do you want to repurpose content from? Let's say TikTok. what do you want to do with it? You want to chop it up into clips, or do you want the full video? And then the last question is, where do you want to send it to? You want to send it to YouTube. So TikTok, send full video to YouTube. That's one workflow. Then you do TikTok, send the full video to Twitter. That's another workflow. So it's as simple as that, like one source, what we call it a source, one destination, and you can decide where you want to grab it from. You can go from YouTube to TikTok, or you can go from YouTube to Instagram. It all depends where your primary platform is. So if you're TikTok first, like you upload to TikTok natively, which is what we recommend, then you can go from TikTok to everywhere else.
From obviously being a user of the platform ourselves, it's really easy to set up in that initial stage. So, definitely not too difficult. You just pop your logins in, set your workflows up, and once you've created those workflows, you're pretty much good to go. So something that we do is we set up our workflow. So every TikTok that we post gets automatically downloaded to a Google Drive document, which is something that we find really beneficial. And I think it's something that every creator should try and consider. When you're posting all of these TikToks, have you got that content that you can then repurpose in the future? It might not be now, but it's good to definitely have a bank of content ready. Especially recently, been hearing a lot about speculations of TikTok getting banned and things like that. So kind of considering, right, if TikTok was to get banned, or if my platform was to get removed, if my voice is taken, what would happen to all of this audience that currently follow us, interact with us? So, by repurposing your content, you're able to drive people elsewhere. You're able to kind of have a bank of the content that you've already posted, so that you can kind of try and grow again, if anything was to happen, which hopefully it doesn't. But it's definitely something that I think people should consider.
Yeah, no, you brought two good points. I want to just kind of follow up on what you said. So you want to put content on different platforms so that you can have your audience kind of follow you on different platforms in case something happens. But also your content itself, especially if you create TikTok first, you're using the TikTok editor, you're pushing content directly to TikTok, and there's no kind of backup. There's no way you have a copy without the watermark. That's also more important, right? You can download your video from the TikTok app, but then it has the watermark on it.
Yeah.
But using the Repurpose, we get the video without the watermark, and you have a backup copy sitting in your Google Drive or Dropbox if you prefer.
Yeah.
And also you can do it with any platform, not just TikTok. Instagram, you can back up all your YouTube videos. I mean, like these accounts get shut down to anybody. It happened to us literally last week. Our Instagram account, our business Instagram account. We're an Instagram partner, right? We're a partner, a registered partner. All of a sudden, I log in and it says your Instagram account has been shut down.
No.
Like, what? What do you mean? So I reached out and they said, oh, it was a mistake, and they put it back. But the point being, it can happen to any of your accounts. So you need at least one version of your content stored somewhere.
Definitely.
Whether it's your TikToks or your Instagrams onto a Google Drive without any watermarks.
Yeah, 100%. And following on from the watermark side of things, this was something that I was going to cover in a little bit, but whilst we're chatting about it now, why should people not be using the watermark on their content, and what are the benefits of removing that watermark?
It's funny because I always thought it was just people talking, but now I'm starting to hear that it's been confirmed that platforms don't like other platforms' watermark, and some platforms like Instagram has said it kind of flat out. So basically, when you download your own TikTok from your phone, it has the TikTok watermark kind of floating around. When you post it to Instagram, Instagram knows, oh, this is not original content. It came from TikTok. You just get less visibility. So you want to remove that watermark. But we take it one step further. So we not only remove from TikTok, we also remove from YouTube Shorts. We remove it from Instagram. Because the same, when you download your Instagrams and you want to post them to TikTok, they have their watermark.
Yeah.
So not only we remove the watermark, we also learned that there's some metadata inside the videos, and I actually confirmed that myself. I never actually believed it until I kind of went in and I kind of tinkered around. So we have just recently, about a month ago, about 3 weeks ago, launched an update that just wipes any metadata. So YouTube would have their own little metadata. TikTok has their own. So I think they get to know each other and they start minimizing reach. So yeah, we did both watermark removal and then this hidden metadata in the video file, which apparently does have an impact. And either way, we wiped it clean.
Yeah, perfect. So using repurpose.io doesn't just remove the watermark, but it now removes that metadata that's attached. So yeah, that's definitely a good start. I think in TikTok's community guidelines, they have made it clear that they will not push watermarked content to the For You page. So it will meet your followers, but it won't actually reach your it won't reach a new audience. So by using repurpose.io and making sure that content is, it might not be original to the platform, as in it's been created elsewhere, but it's not got any association to that other platform. So it is definitely a really good thing to be using and incorporating into your strategies. Obviously, on repurpose.io, you've got the automatic feature and the manual feature. So when would you recommend kind of switching from automatic to manual? I know for us personally, we post things manually because we feel like, we like to do things based on, what is relevant to that content and that platform. So for example, on Instagram, we might post less videos about TikTok because our audience are more interested in reels. So we'll kind of manually decide which pieces of content we repurpose. But what's your thoughts on the manual / automated?
Yeah, so let me quickly, just a few seconds, explain the difference. So manual publishing in terms of our platform means once you set up that workflow, that recipe, you go in, you see all your TikToks, for example, you click a button, you edit the title, the caption, hashtags, etc., and then you hit publish. So that's considered manual. Or you can schedule. You can say, hey, go out tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. So that's all part of our manual process. Auto means next time I publish a video to TikTok, I don't even need to log into Repurpose. Within 2 hours, sorry, of it being live on TikTok, our software will find it, grab it, and push it out to wherever the workflow wants it. For example, Instagram Reels or TikTok. So back to your question of which way is better, it all depends, like you said, on your content and how hands-on you want to be. So, for example, if you just want to reuse the same captions, the same description on the different platforms, you can just turn things on auto and be really hands-free. If you want to control which content goes out on which days, you want to tweak hashtags, tweak titles, descriptions, captions, then you want to be in manual.
Yeah, perfect. We have just received a question from O Sweetie. So O Sweetie said, can you repurpose it to drafts on other platforms so you can change the music or sound, for example?
That's a great question. Unfortunately not because we don't allow it. It's just there's no mechanism for drafts. I think something we're looking at, maybe the Facebook Reels has a draft option, which we're looking at. But most platforms don't. And we're actually an Instagram partner and a Meta partner, and we've asked them for that feature, and they said they don't have it. But that's something they can consider in the future. But there is something I do want to mention. We are looking at solving this problem where you have music that's possibly copyrighted on one channel, and that's okay on TikTok, and then when you post it on YouTube, you might get flagged for copyright. So I've been investigating this kind of AI tool, or not tool, AI logic that we're going to put into Repurpose, where it would just remove the music. And don't quote me on it. I'm just on an early phase where I'm tinkering with it, but I feel like there's a possibility there where we can take the music, keep your voice, keep everything, just strip out the music, and then post it without any sounds. So at least that's one step forward to making that automation better.
Yeah, definitely. And I think as kind of a backup, depending on what your content is, obviously, like you mentioned there, if it's a talking video, it's obviously a bit more difficult to strip the music out. But let's say, for example, you've posted a video on TikTok that is a bit of a montage, maybe a day in the life or something that's got a sound. If you've set up the workflow that saves to a Dropbox or a Google Drive, you can simply take that video, remove the sound, and add one in that separate platform, which could work well. Obviously, it takes a little bit more time, but still definitely something that you can do.
Absolutely, yeah. You can, once you have it in your Google Drive, you can manually upload it, add your own sounds and stuff on each platform. So it all depends on your how much hands-on you want to be. So to be honest, it's like if you have a team, you have someone on your team that can do all this stuff, then you can still use Repurpose to get everything watermark free in the Google Drive and manually upload and add sounds to each platform. If you're really if you're smaller and you don't have a team, awesome. Just set it on auto, let it go, let it post. It's better to have it on these platforms than not, right?
Yeah.
Even if the sound is just original audio, it's still better than no content.
How do you kind of decide, if you were to be posting manually, how would you decide what content to post where? And, is there a strategy that people should be considering when they are deciding which content to repurpose, or do you think that it works just to post everything?
I mean, it's all, again, it's kind of personal preference for us. Yeah. If you're doing native, what I call native, like the traditional short form content, like, going TikTok, it's full vertical already, and you're doing that. There's no reason why that cannot work as a short, cannot work as a Twitter video, LinkedIn video. There's no, and Facebook reel, all of them. Like there's no reason why not to post. They might not perform as well, but you're still posting consistently on every platform. And that's the key, right? To get attention on a platform that's not your primary. Let's say TikTok is your main focus, but you want to grow your following on Twitter. Just posting those videos every day, like having Repurpose post them every day, just builds this kind of, feeds the algorithm saying, oh, wow, this person is posting daily and video, which is what they like. So there's, to me, I just like, if you create short form videos, there's no reason not to put them everywhere.
If you are kind of having a bit of a strategy behind what you're repurposing, kind of having that active presence on every platform. And I think it's worth noting for everyone who's listening, your audience are going to be different on the different platforms. So, for example, TikTok, potentially it might be a younger audience, whereas Facebook Reels, you might be reaching, the older 40s, 50s demographic. So there's no reason why a piece of content can't resonate with both of those audiences if it's, if it's relevant enough to your business. So a question that we commonly get asked about repurpose.io is, what's the point in posting the same video over and over again? What if I, make my audience bored of the content because they're seeing it in every place? But it is important to remember that not the same, the same people don't follow you on every platform. So it can still obviously attract a new audience across the different platforms. It can build your brand awareness. It can create customer connections and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no one's going to go to follow you and watch all your content on every single platform. I mean, if they do, that's great. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's very unlikely. So it's better to kind of put them all out there. I mean, if you wanted to, if you're really concerned about that, you could schedule, a different video each day, but it's just adding another little bit of manual step in your process. But I don't think it's worth it, especially if you're just starting off. It's better just to be out there on every platform, consistently publishing on every platform.
Yeah, definitely. So what would you say your kind of top 3 tips would be when repurposing content?
I mean, to be consistency is number one, is just kind of focus on being consistent by focusing on one platform. Like if TikTok is your favorite, your go-to, you like the editor, whatever, you just focus there and then automate the rest, because it's time consuming to be uploading everywhere. So by focusing on one platform and then having tools or team members to help you automate, that's definitely a great tip. And then just start with video, especially short form vertical video. I mean, every platform wants that right now. Everybody wants vertical, which, I've been doing video for so long and building software for like over 10 years. And everyone used to make fun of you when you made a vertical video. They're like, oh, you're supposed to hold the camera this way. Things have changed, right? This is the times where short, 30-second to 60-second videos in vertical format are just the standard now. So start with that and push that everywhere.
Yeah, definitely. And does Repurpose.io have, I think it does, an integration with podcasts and things like that? So
yes. So there's a couple things you can do. So you can take a long video, for example. Like let's say you do an interview with somebody on YouTube. You can strip out you can strip out the audio and then use that audio as an audio podcast. So we have a feature where you can take any video, turn it into an audio, even put an intro and outro automatically, and then push that to either your Google Drive or a few podcasting platforms. So that's one way of doing it. And the other way is if you're doing audio content already, you have an audio podcast, you can hook up your Apple Podcasts or a Google Podcast link to our platform, and then we can turn those audios into videos so that you can post those on social media as well.
Yeah.
It can go both ways. Yeah.
I think another question that we commonly get asked, how should I be repurposing content? What's the best way? So, like we've just kind of said, if you take either a YouTube video, you can take the audio that can be turned into a podcast. You can create multiple TikToks or reels based on that long form video. You can take the best bits and create them, not necessarily through repurpose.io, but you can turn them into an Instagram carousel, for example. So there is definitely a lot of different options on what you can do and what you can create through repurposed content.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think if you're starting, just focus on the easiest way to get started, and the fastest way is just to create short form vertical videos under 60 seconds. That way you're guaranteed to work on all the platforms. Yeah. So once you get in the habit of making videos, 3-4 videos a week for one platform, and then having them go out to all the platforms, then you can start saying, okay, maybe I have a video I've done, last year. Let me see if I can, chop up little clips and then post those clips. So you can take a long video and chop it up into clips as well. But I think the most hands-free way to do it is literally just to create short form videos under 60 seconds. And that's the easiest way to get started.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think now we can go through some of the issues with repurpose.io, because, we get asked quite a few, what if? So I think one of the main things that we get asked is regarding quality. So, is the quality compressed? Is that reduced?
Yeah, we try to download the highest quality. And the minimum we download is the 720. We're actually looking to improve that in the upcoming weeks from TikTok to go for the full 1080. So the TikTok doesn't give you, especially without the watermark, they don't give you the highest quality. So we attempt to grab the 720, which is still HD. And it still looks great on all platforms. If we don't, we have some little magic that would kind of improve that video quality to go up higher, so it looks better on other channels. So we do run some special repurposing touch if it's under 720. So we guarantee that it's at least 720 or higher.
Yeah.
So because it's important. It's important, especially YouTube. We notice if you're not 720, there's some weird artifacts that come up. But we've been studying this for a long time. I've been doing, especially the TikTok stuff, and we've also, I didn't mention earlier, we automatically remove any audio lag as well, because sometimes when you download your TikTok with other tools, your audio and video are out of sync. So we caught on that and we correct for that too. So we've been doing this for a long time. Not a long time. We're doing TikTok for probably close to a year now, and we've known the ins and outs. We've like studied it inside out, like we know it more than probably they even know themselves sometimes.
Yeah, perfect. And I think, when we're posting our TikToks to Reels and things like that, the quality always seems fine. Obviously the only difference is it's not the native text and things like that. It's obviously a TikTok text, but quality wise, I think it's pretty good. Does the content not get pushed as further if it's repurposed, or if it's posted using a scheduling tool or equivalent?
Yeah, I mean, people say that. We are, like I mentioned earlier, we're a Meta partner, and I literally just flat out asked them. I said, you guys, take things off the feed if they're posted by a social media tool? And they said, no, why would we do that? Like we're not doing anything illegal. We're using their APIs, like their interface to like publish content to their platform. They want people to publish content. Why would they reduce it?
Yeah.
Now, whether they do it or they don't, I don't know. I mean, we have no control, but at least with Instagram, I directly asked the question. I said, hey, people are asking. They say no. I mean, they said, if you see any evidence of it, let us know, and they can investigate it. But there's nothing intentional that makes the visibility less on the feed when using third party.
Yeah.
But we hear different things, and obviously we have no control, but I've asked when the partners that we're partners with, and they said no, it doesn't make sense.
My thought process with that has always been, why would social media platforms not want your content to be posted? So although it might get although it might be used from a third-party app, for example, you're still able to post in there. And I think something that a lot of people don't actually consider when they ask that question of, will my video not get pushed as far if I post it using Repurpose? It might have a slightly lower engagement because you're not actually in the app engaging with people. If you just kind of leave every platform to do its own thing and you're not being social within the platform, it's probably not going to grow as further as it could. But that can be resolved by just making sure that you're spending 10 minutes or so per day, maybe on Instagram if you're wanting to grow that platform a little bit, and just interacting back with people, replying to the comments that are left on the videos and things like that.
Yeah, no, that's a great point, because you're not in the app posting, you're not logged in daily. It's really important to do that, whether it's obviously like interacting with all the comments on your own video, but also interacting with other people's content.
Yeah,
it's really important to be in the app on a regular basis. Now, of course, business owners, you can't be on every app every single day. So kind of pick one as your main, live there, interact there, build your community there, and then use automation and tools or people to push your content to other platforms. And if people do comment, it's really important to reply back. I mean, there's tools that you can monitor who's commenting on all your different posts. So it's really important that you do respond, because people took the time to like your content or to leave a comment, and they deserve at least an acknowledgement.
We've had another comment asking if you can link audios with repurpose.io for posting.
Yeah, unfortunately not. We asked, there's no way to link the audio. We are playing around. Like I have a suspicion, don't quote me on it, but I think with Instagram, they will pick up the audio and then tag it. So if I make a video with whatever video editing tool and I upload it, it will, if it detects it's the song, it's gonna kind of tag it that way.
Yeah, we found that on Instagram.
Yeah, I think only Instagram does that, but within Repurpose itself, there's no way to link any audio. Everything is going to appear as original audio, unless the music, like I said, on Instagram seems to be the exception. If it picks up, it's whatever, Michael Jackson or whatever it is, then it's gonna label it as that song.
Yeah, and we have slightly covered this, and I feel like it's pretty on topic to what we're talking about now. How do you go about the copyright issues? Because obviously, if you do post a TikTok and it's got a specific sound, and we repurpose that across to, YouTube Shorts, for example, and that music isn't allowed on that platform, is there a way that you would recommend to kind of keep an eye on that, or keep an eye out?
Yeah, I think like today, today right now, there's unfortunately nothing that our software can do at the moment, which I hinted earlier. We are looking at ways to strip out the music, just the music, not your talking. And I feel like it's going to work. I'm excited for that. But today I would just focus on, at least for a while, just either don't repurpose that content, or just get in the habit of creating original. Like, just don't use music. I know, audio trends and trending audios do help on the platform. So it's kind of a balance, right? Do you want to be everywhere and maybe less reach if you just use original content, which I don't know. I've seen a lot of people get tons of views with original content on TikTok, or original audio, on TikTok and other platforms. So my recommendation is, it's kind of, if your goal is to get 1 million views, then you're probably going to have a better chance of using trending audios. But if you just want to post consistently, build a brand online, just stick with original for a while. That way you're safe on all the platforms. But like I said, I'm excited. I've played around with it. It looks very promising. There's some AI that we can integrate that will clean out just the music and keep your voice, and I'm like, wow, I love it. I'm excited to get that in there. But I don't have a date on that. I don't have a date, but hopefully within months, not years, months.
Yeah, no, it sounds really good. That would definitely be something that would help out a lot of users of the platform. We've had another question from Claire as well. So she asked if it is better to post TikTok to Instagram, or is there not really a recommended?
So you mean like using Repurpose, or you mean like sharing it through? Yeah, I would say, to me, my personal preference is going TikTok first. Like, upload natively to TikTok if you're active on TikTok, and then repurpose it from there to other platforms. That's my recommendation. But if you're already on Instagram and that's kind of been your thing, and you want to get into TikTok, You can go the other way around. We're actually, at the moment, the TikTok integration, when you publish to TikTok, there's an extra manual step you have to do within Repurpose. But the good news is that's going away maybe next week or the week after. So you can directly, probably got some special access from TikTok a few weeks ago, which will let you publish fully directly to TikTok without having to do this one manual step. So that's exciting. So if you are Instagram first, just whatever the platform that you're comfortable with. If you're YouTube Shorts first, keep doing that and then go everywhere else with tools like Repurpose or with someone on your team to post it. So my advice is always to do what you like to do first, like in terms of like what's your go-to platform. If you have the biggest audience on Instagram, then keep doing that. It's working. Keep doing that and then repurpose from there.
Claire said Anna looked happy that you're removing a manual step. Yes, of course. Lazy queen.
No, it's not our fault. Like this is a special beta access that they've only given to a few apps, and they've given us access a few weeks ago, and we're like crunching away here, and like we're pretty much, I think, next, what are we in? Yeah, by the end of the month for sure.
Yeah.
Not for sure. By the end of the month, we'll be out, so you can directly publish to TikTok hands-free. If you decide to go, let's say Instagram first, then you want to go to TikTok, you'll do that. And just don't forget, everything we do is watermark free. So if you're going, because even with shorts, if you download your own shorts, they put their watermark. You download your own reels, they put the watermark.
Yeah.
But with Repurpose, anywhere from anywhere, there's no watermark and there's no metadata. We strip that out before it goes out.
Yeah, and I think that's a huge thing that that should be considered, because there are obviously you can save your TikToks, you can save your reels, you can post them elsewhere, but if you have saved them, they have got the watermark, and no other platform likes to see the watermark. Your content just won't get pushed in the same way. With it's even in TikTok's community guidelines. So by using Repurpose, every video is automatically, removed from the watermark. So it's definitely something to be using, guys. Claire said, Anna, do you use Repurpose.io with your clients' accounts or MB? So we use it at the moment for ourselves and also for our TikTok management clients. So for us, we've, the package that we're on makes sure that we can have different accounts set up. So we've got, I think, about 4 or 5 different TikTok clients set up on there, meaning that when we are posting content for our client on TikTok, we can also incorporate into their package that content can get pushed onto Instagram Reels or Facebook Reels, wherever we want that to go. So it is definitely something that we're using and something that we do recommend. Another question, can we change captions using this platform, or will it stay the same as how it is in the original post?
Yeah, that's a great question. So if you're what we call manual publishing, like clicking a button, say post this video here or schedule it, you can go in and just change the caption to do whatever you want. You can change the caption, change the hashtags. If you're an auto publish, it'll take the caption from your source, let's say TikTok, and use that everywhere else. But we added a nice feature so that you can automatically replace hashtags. So you can have like a set of hashtags, and let's say you're going from TikTok to Reels, and you have 3 or 4 hashtags for Reels, but different hashtags for TikTok. You can have it grab the video, grab the caption, remove the hashtags, replace them with your Instagram hashtags automatically, and publish. So you can keep the auto publish going and still swap out the hashtags.
Yeah, perfect. That's definitely something that is really beneficial, because obviously TikTok hashtags and Instagram hashtags, for example, tend to be different, and we do tend to use hashtags that work best for that platform. So it is a really good thing to consider. And I think with the manual posting, when you can change the captions and things like that, you're really able to make sure that the tone of voice adheres to that platform. And so it is really up to you guys whether you want to step back and not really bother with too much of the the hands-on stuff and just set it up automatically, which works really well as well. But if you do want to just take it that step further and manually change the captions to fit into that kind of platform, you might want to consider, for example, TikTok SEO, making sure that you're using keywords and phrases that are relevant to each of the platforms. That's definitely something that you can do through the manual feature.
Yeah, we actually, by the way, we about a month ago released an AI feature so that you can, that when you're in manual mode, you can click a button. It will take your captions from TikTok and it will just respin them up into something more engaging and recommend hashtags using AI. You click a button, it's just like all of a sudden you get a different caption. It's like, oh, cool. And then you can publish that one.
I think AI is definitely taken over at the moment. There's been lots of AI updates in the social space, so definitely incorporating that is amazing. And I think AI is going to pretty much grow and grow and grow. This is kind of the final question about repurpose.io. If I had one piece of content, can you give us 5 different ways that you could repurpose it? So I know we have kind of covered it, but just anyone who's recently joined, if let's say I posted a TikTok, what are 5 different things that I could do with it?
With repurpose or just in general? You mean with repurpose or in just general concept?
Either.
Okay. I mean, with repurpose, if it's a horizontal video, then you can publish it. Like if it's horizontal under 60 seconds, you can have it just go out to all your platforms: Twitter, Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels, LinkedIn, and YouTube Shorts. Just literally hands-free. That's the easiest. There's other things you can do. I probably wouldn't do them with TikTok, but maybe with longer YouTube videos, you can turn videos into audios like we talked about earlier. Turn them into podcasts, even have an intro and outro added automatically to save you a little bit of time. If you have longer videos, and like let's say you have a longer video on YouTube and you can chop it up into little clips. So we have a tool so you can chop up clips and make them vertical and then publish those clips into content to different platforms, whether it's your Google Drive or directly to all the platforms that you want.
Rodney said that he loves Repurpose so far. Can I do it from TikTok to a backup TikTok? I think that's a good question.
That's a really good question. Yeah. So the answer is yes. Oh, thank you, Rodney. Appreciate the kind words. So yeah, the answer is yes. You can go from TikTok to TikTok. Right now, like today, if you were to do it, when you upload to TikTok, your second TikTok account, there's a manual step. That's just something that TikTok's interface or API is limited to. So you have to manually like publish each one. So it's a bit annoying. But I don't know if you were here earlier. We did get access to the direct publishing capability, and we're literally just finalizing the testing this week. So I'm hoping in the next week or 2, you can go direct from one TikTok or from anywhere to your TikTok without having to do any manual clicking. So the answer is yes. Either way, it's going to be even easier in about 9 days or so.
So I think another thing just to kind of cover before our episode of TokTalks today comes to an end. Obviously, when you are repurposing short form video content, you do need to also make sure that the content resonates with your audience and is engaging and things like that. So have you got any tips for the actual video content itself?
Yeah, I mean, to me, I'm not, like I said, I'm not an expert in the creation part, but I've studied the platform. When I came on TikTok, I was studying and learning, and just you want to keep short form is for short attention spans, and people are scrolling, so you want to capture their attention, in the first few seconds. You want to keep changing the camera so that it's like keep changing the cut a little bit so that people's kind of brains stay tuned a little bit. And the key with any platform is you want them to watch a larger percentage of your video. So if you have a minute video and they watch 30 seconds, that's a very small number. If you have a 15-second video and they watch the first 5 seconds, that's a big percentage. So the shorter the video, the better, in the sense that if you can get them to watch even a few seconds, that's still better than a few seconds of a very long video. So try to keep them as short as possible. Obviously, you got to communicate value or entertain, but keep them as short as you can. Absolute limit is 60 seconds. Even though the platform lets you go longer, I say if you're thinking ahead and you want to repurpose this, keep it under 60 seconds. That way you have no issues automating all the publishing to all the platforms.
And we've also been asked what the discount code is. So the discount code is available on our bio. I think the link is repurpose.io/MB. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah. We made a nice short link for you. So repurpose.io/MB, and you get the discount code. You get a free trial. So the beauty is you get a free trial. So if you never used it, you can try it, publish 10 videos for free. If you like it, then the discount code is already there in your account for 20% off.
To end today's episode, we've just got a quick quick fire round. So we've got, I think, 5 questions. If we can ask you a little, a little few short questions, and you can just kind of give your, a summary of your answers. So the first question is something that we ask everyone. So, podcast or a book that you would recommend?
Steve Jobs' biography.
Automatic or manual repurposing?
I'm a fan of auto, so I go auto. I'll vote for auto. Yeah.
What is your top tip for a small business owner? So your number 1 piece of advice for anyone watching?
Just start putting content out. Just start doing. No thinking, no watching. Start doing.
Apart from Repurpose, because obviously that will be the best, what would you say your second favorite social media tool would be?
Right now, it's I'm loving Agora Pulse. It's really great for monitoring all the comments or mentions from across all different platforms. So we use that as well at Repurpose.
And then lastly, your number 1 piece of advice for repurposing content?
Be consistent. Get in the habit of creating consistently on one platform, and then automate or delegate the rest.
A huge thank you to Hani from repurpose.io for coming on, sharing your amazing tips and talking about your incredible software. So we really appreciate you coming on, and I'm sure all of the audience, the feedback has been really good from the people that have been commenting. And if anyone does want to download repurpose.io and give it a go with the free trial, the link's in our bio. Get 20% off with the link repurpose.io/MB. You got any final words?
No, thanks for having me. I had a blast. I always love geeking out about content and repurposing, and I appreciate the opportunity. It's great to meet everybody, and just keep on making content and just get it out to all the different platforms.
Perfect. Well, thanks very much, and thanks everyone for joining.
Bye.
Bye.